Sometimes we hear Djembe drum, big drums in the kirtan. Maharaj, is this appropriate in your opinion?
The way devotees play them, it inspires a particular type of just loud banging. It's too easy to be loud, and I made the term mridanga aparad.
There are so many famous kirtaniyas on YouTubers who nowadays grow beard, who have tattoos on them.
You know, the hippies had beards, but now beard is fashionable, so...
Hare Krishna. I'm here with His Holiness Kavichandra Swami Maharaj. He's GBC for many places all over the world, including Japan, Thailand, different parts of Africa, and he has a great taste and love for the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Sometimes we hear Djembe drum, big drums in the kirtan. Maharaj, is this appropriate in your opinion? What do you think of these Djembe drums?
The drum I don't think about, but the way devotees play them, it inspires a particular type of just loud banging. It's tamasic kind of, because you know it's a jungle drum. It's for so it's too easy to be loud, and I made the term mridanga aparad, because you see, like sometimes there's 3 mridangas and one of those, and you can't hear the mridangas. And the devotees are pounding the mridanga, trying so hard to compete with that thing. And then everything is, the beats are completely lost, and still all you hear is this one really loud drum. So that I prefer mridanga. It's sattvic. It's actually a kirtan instrument. There's many drums in India, and they're for all different purposes. But the mridanga, as far as I know, the kohl like we use, is only for kirtan. So I think that, you know, and it's said to be an incarnation of Balaram, and that means Nityananda, and Lord Chaitanya, you know, and Bhaktivedanta said, Madhurya mridanga. So even mridanga, we want to play it right, but, you know, sweet. But the djembe it just is loud. It's very hard to play it sweet. And then the mridangas try to be loud, and then they're not made for that. They're not made to be loud, they're made to be very sweet. We have recordings of Prabhupada playing mridanga. And you know, you can hear it very clearly, but that's all. It just like enhances the whole, you know, the mantras. It doesn't compete. That's my feeling.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandat Pranam. Thank you so much for answering our questions. So one of my question was, we do not see so much of Nagar Sankirtan nowadays, like Fresh Air Kirtans going out on the streets, and that was so much when Srila Prabhupada was here. And we see you're an inspiration for us, where you go all over the world chanting the holy name of the Lord. So can you give some message to all of our youths who are seeing how can we start going on the streets, and why is it important to go on the streets and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra?
Yeah, well, Lord Chaitanya did it, and he went every day. He would do Laharanapurna, you know. As soon as the sunrise, they were out, and Prabhupada started it by going out himself. For us, it's very purifying. There's so many ways. It helps us to really appreciate, you know, the suffering of the people outside, and how, you know, the power of the holy name. But it exposes the holy name. It purifies the atmosphere of all the places we go. When people see the devotees chanting and dancing, they get a lot of mercy. But especially we get purified. So in the early days, like in America and in most countries, they had nothing else to do. They had no money. They just went on Harinam, and many hours a day, and somehow, you know, more and more people join. So it's sadhana. It's important to balance our sadhana, to get out. It's preaching, but it's sadhana at the same time. And I just read something from Bhaktivedanta. He was describing the different things that block our, you know, spiritual progress, like anarthas and offenses and 4 things, and then he listed, details. In the end, it said, but the cure is the Harinam Sankirtan. Of course, any chanting anywhere is good, but when we chant for the benefit of other people, we get out and spread it. It's especially pleasing to the Lord, so you get a lot of mercy by doing that. And that's why we do it. It's our mission, it's our... Lord Chaitanya did it, and Bhaktivedanta did it, Prabhupada did it. He was very pleased with the nice Harinam parties and everybody dancing, and even he said for Back to Godhead magazine should have a lot of pictures of Harinam Sankirtan. All right? We want people to see us. People remember. I have many experiences, but particularly in Israel, people are quite receptive there. But one guy was photographing like crazy, and I was watching him, and I could tell he's a professional, He was a real photographer. I said, why are you taking all these pictures? He said, I've never seen so many happy people. You're just going like everybody. Never saw so many happy people. So that's what we do, and then, so people get the idea, and we were famous in America in the early days, for the dancing and chanting in the streets, and it made us famous, spread the holy name everywhere. All right, you can expand on that, but that's it. It's very purifying, and anyone who does it, they'll feel very, very enlivened. We encourage all the youth. We all have all this youthful energy. Don't just sit down in the temple and chant, and learn the instruments, and go out and share it.
Maharaj, one time we were doing Harinam Sankirtan, and there were some people who came to us, and they were like, why do you have to come on streets? You have a temple, you have your own space. Why are you coming in public spaces and doing this Sankirtan? So how could we deal to such situations when the other people are from other religions also, and they do not like us coming and spreading the holy?
Yeah, but they want to spread their religion, right? They go out and preach. So it's our religion to do that. The Bible says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. That's one of the things in the Bible. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. And we're just celebrating, our religion, and you don't have to join us like that. You can't please everybody, but some people won't like it. If they don't like you just because you're chanting, what can be done? If they don't like you because you chanted so loud that you're waking up their babies, or you're blocking the traffic or something, that's another thing. But if you're just chanting and you're moving around, it's all religions have their different ways of spreading it. All right?
Maharaj, while doing Nagar Sankirtan or Fresh Air Kirtan, we also, with the Mahamantra, we also take Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, and many different such mantras. So, how much, at what level can we take other mantras, and which mantras are there?
Yeah, not so much, but some is all right. Hare Nama Krishna, those ones you said, that, but mostly Mahamantra. One guy asked me in New York, don't you know any other songs? I said, yeah, we do, but this is the best one. He said, okay, people, it's the Mahamantra. So I know one of our big kirtan men, Charna Chaitanya, he's traveling with a yoga group. So for the yoga group, they chant, Radhe Radhe and other things a little bit. But he said after he traveled with them, after a while they're just saying, well, Hare Krishna. They like it better. They ask him chant more Hare Krishna. Because that's the Maha Mantra. It includes all the other mantras. But we can sing a few other. Prabhupada even said one time, I don't think anyone ever did, but he said we could chant Ishopanishad on our. And I don't think anyone ever did that. But just chant the Maha Mantra is sufficient, but a few others are okay. Just so it's things that people can easily remember and pick up on, you know. We don't want to sing all complicated bhajans and stuff, and you know that nobody can know what you're doing. We want them to hear the holy name so that they go home and they can't get it out of their head, right? Because it's so many Maha Mantras.
Maharaj, there are so many famous kirtaniyas on YouTubers who nowadays grow beard, who have tattoos on them, who have different styles, and that is what is attracting many other kirtaniyas to follow same. So can you give us some suggestions on that? How could we
How can we? That's a good question. It's kind of, Jayadvaita Maharaj, he gave seminars or something once where, you know, we're going by the book, something like that. He studied like different religious movements and political parties, how the second generation doesn't want to be exactly the same, you know. So they make up, well, Prabhupada didn't want us to have a beard because, you know, the hippies had beards, but now beard is fashionable, so Prabhupada would say it's okay. But Lord Chaitanya, only Advaita had a beard. Prabhupada said, you know, he didn't want, they didn't, you know, Vaishnavas didn't have beards. So that's tricky, you know, because other people think, well, that's what you need to do. Like, if you want to be a rock star, you have to have long hair. If you want to be a kirtan star, you have to have a beard and some tattoos or something. I think much better, you know, the good old-fashioned style, but it seems like we just have to tolerate it as long as they're chanting, you know, the holy name and preaching, understanding why we're chanting. You know, do you want to be a kirtan star, or do you want to chant the holy name? You know, we have to decide. So I asked one of them, I said, why do you keep the beard? I asked his father. He said, you ask him, I don't know. And he said, well, I look so young, I look like baby face, so I don't want to keep a beard, you know, like. All right, but he's been a kirtanier his whole life, you know, and he's really you know, he's a very good kirtan leader, very strict about, you know, how they chant really nice. So we can't really get too excited about it, but it's certainly not necessary to attract the people and outside people that they don't. You know, one told me, well, this is, you know, my preaching, because when I go through the airport, people say, oh, who are you? What do you do? And then I preach to them. I don't know if it's true, but you know, that's his feeling. But somehow that attachments from previous or whatever, just to be different, you know. But Prabhupada preferred clean shaven. Hair, you know, a little bit, 1 month or something, but not like, not a beard with every day. You know, these beards I see, it's not just like a yogi beard, you know. They're trimming it every day. It's a lot of work, you know. And changing it every day is a little different, you know. So it seems like too much time in front of the mirror, but, you know. Somehow or other, we encourage everyone to chant. All right? Hare Krishna.